Kelly Gibson's passion for Tulsa started at a young age when her dad would drive her to downtown.
And my dad would say, "Oh, Kelly, look at all those buildings that are downtown." And then he'd say, "Look at all those buildings and all those windows." He said, "Every single one of those windows are making money." He'd say, "Just pick a building that you love, and you can be making money in that building too."
So which one became Kelly's favorite?
I've been asked that question, and I don't know if I can even answer the question because there are so many different, wonderful things about each building. There's so many fun things about each building. I love them all.
She shares that love for the city, its history, and architecture through her company, Tours of Tulsa. The business has been around for decades. Kelly worked for the previous owner and got the chance to take it over a few years ago.
We're doing tours all the time through Tulsa now. High points of tours and race riot tours, church tours, and many, many historical walking tours downtown.
Today, we're on an architectural walk through some of Tulsa's treasured buildings, true crown jewels of the city. Kelly says she's always excited to show them off and tell their stories.
Because if you can start bringing that building to life, then people are going to remember it from now on, really, to tell their kids and grandkids.
Starting at $80 an hour, Kelly's team will guide individuals or big groups. You pick the date, time, and length of your tour. They'll even hop on your bus if you don't want to walk.
We can see quite a bit downtown in 1 hour and see Art Deco, see many of the tunnels, hear many, many stories.
Stories like Oklahoma oil titan Wade Phillips. His initials are all over his buildings. The Phil Tower, where his office was, is in the Gothic Revival style. Across the street in the Philcade building was the Phillips family penthouse. The Great Halls are done in Art Deco. Gold is floor to ceiling. Underground is an old private tunnel. Phillips used it for security.
He'd go down in the basement over in the Philcade. He'd come underneath 5th Street right here through this steel door and go, "Whew, I've made it another day."
A lot of the buildings are connected by hallways and public tunnels. Within one city block, you can get an eye full of grand architecture, inside and out.
We're now standing in the street level lobby of the Atlas Life building, and it was built in 1922 as an insurance company. And the building was also built as an inverted T for Tulsa, or an upside-down T.
Today it houses the Courtyard Marriott, the Atlas Grill, and the decades-old Tulsa Press Club. Atlas is on the clock and holding up the weight of the world as he watches over those having lunch. At 4th and Boston, there is an iconic building, the Mid-Continent Tower. Inside, you'll see an exact replica. But this building did not always look the same. In fact, the first 16 floors are the original structure.
It was 1978 when Reading and Bates purchased Josh Cosden's building. But Reading and Bates wanted to add 20 floors on top of the existing 1917 building.
Architects constructed a second high-rise and basically floated it over the original structure by using a cantilever system.
And then a brand new facade was put around the entire exterior of the building to make it look like it was all built at the same time.
Kelly has many stories to be told at each stop. She hopes that her guests have at least seen or heard something new by the end of the tour.
But the most important thing I want every group to walk away with is a sense of pride for Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a sense that you want all of your family and friends to know the history of this beautiful city.
In downtown Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.